Wanna play a game? Here are a few pictures of eminent personalities such as Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Yuvraj Singh, Mary Kom, and Amitabh Bachchan. Let us look at them carefully and answer a question related to them. What is common among these eminent personalities? Yes, they're all people with brave heart and courageous soul, aren't they? They have faced several challenges in their life, but never gave up and kept on going ahead relentlessly. Similar to the motivating personalities of these eminent people, let me introduce you to a motivational poem, Invictus, which has inspired great leaders across the world during their most difficult times. It has also helped them to take some brave decisions in their life. Many of them, from Winston Churchill to Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela to the US prisoners of war, have been inspired by this poem and have often quoted this poem. This poem, Invictus, doesn't fail to set a triumphant and courageous tone for the readers. The poet William Ernest Henley wrote this poem Invictus in the year 1875. William had a very challenging childhood. He lost his father at a very early age, and then at the age of 12, Henley was contracted with tuberculosis of the bone. That is when he wrote the poem Invictus when he was hospitalized. The doctors had to amputate his leg below the knee to save his life. With this disability, William lived until his death, till the age of 53. Through this poem Invictus, William conveys a very strong message that it is only willingness, courage, and relentless efforts which can save us and help us to survive during the most difficult times of our life. Invictus is Henley's most famous poem in which he has deeply expressed his sorrows, fears, anguish, and pains. At the same time, he also strongly conveys that he has a strong willpower and his soul is undefeated. His never say die attitude has helped him to survive through the most difficult times of his life. Invictus is a Latin word which means unconquerable or undefeated. The poem Invictus is about how the poet William Ernest Henley stays positive and courageous in the face of death. The poet William says that sometimes we are surrounded by such bad circumstances that we are unable to find hope from any corner. Even in such situations, the poet says that he is grateful to the divine, for he has given him an unconquerable soul. The poet William further says that though he was suffering from great pains, he never cried or complained. He knew that he has faced a lot of hardships, which he was destined to suffer, yet he lived with dignity and courage. The poet is also well aware that his present life is full of anger and tears, and in future too, he might have to deal with more hardships. But with the passing of years, the poet says that he will remain unafraid and will accept all that will come boldly and fearlessly. Finally, the poet is neither troubled by the fact that the gate to reach the heaven is too narrow, nor that he has to face the punishments for his sins, as he strongly believes that he is himself responsible for all the happenings of his life. He considers himself as the master of his fate and the captain of his own soul. Let us now read this poem line by line and try to understand what exactly it's trying to convey.
whatever gods may be, for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud under the bludgeonings of chance. My head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
Out of the night that covers me. The poet William is using the word night to express the hardships and challenges which he is facing in his life. It is that point of time in his life when his leg was amputated, meaning cut.
In the first line, the poet used the word night as for the hardships and challenges which he faced in his life. It is the point of time in his life when his leg was amputated. The hardships and challenges means the time of his life, the point of his life when his leg was amputated means cut.
Due to tuberculosis, and he's thoroughly in anguish and pain. The poet is trying.
At that moment, his leg was amputated means his leg was cut due to tuberculosis. Doctor cut his leg below the knee to save his life. At that moment, he was in anguish. He was in pain.
Trying to say that his entire life is surrounded by hardships. Black as the pit, from pole to pole. The poet feels that he's somewhere in a dark, deep pit, meaning a large, deep hole.
Through the second line, the poet want to tell us when the doctor cut his leg, at that moment he feels that he is somewhere in a dark pit. Pit means a hole, a large deep hole.
And in that pit, from one end to another, that is from pole to pole, there is only darkness, and there is no hope or ray of light.
And when he was in the deep pole, means when he was in the deep hole, and in the deep hole he feels that from one end to the another end, means everywhere he saw only darkness. And here he mentioned it as from pole to pole, means one end to the another end there is only darkness, there is no hope or any ray of light.
He feels that his entire life seems to be in deep distress. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. From this line, it's conveyed that the poet is grateful to the Almighty God, for he has given him an unconquerable meaning.
And in the third line, the poet he want to say us that he is grateful to the Almighty God for given him an unconquerable, means undefeatable, unbeatable soul.
Undefeated soul. Though the poet is in utter hopeless situation, he still is grateful to God for giving him such a powerful, unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud.
Here we see the first stanza of our poem. We will learn the remaining part in our next period. And today's homework for you is complete question number 1 and question number 2 in your notebook.